The most important thing that I feel when I meet a new client is making sure that I have set a really welcoming environment for that person so that they feel at ease coming into the space. Quite often the gym is a really intimidating space for a new client. So if we set the scene, then hopefully we will set them up for success with their journey. I will bring the client into a private room and we will go through the reps pre-screening form. This is to take into consideration any health conditions that they may have and that may affect their exercise, and to also make sure that it is safe for us to be working together. From there, dependent on the client, I will sometimes take them through something called a base assessment that I've learned through the Holistic Movement Coach. And this gives a really in-depth screening of how that person moves. I do this with clients at the moment who are indicating that they may have pain with doing a squat or a push-up or something like that, to see if we can diagnose what's going on there, obviously referring out if it's out of my scope of practice. With exercise testing, I don't necessarily do exercise testing with my clients because I find a lot of them that are new, they're too intimidated to do such a thing. But it is dependent on their goals. What I do though is I have a book that I call a comms book with each client. We will document each session that we have together, what weights they're using if we are loading them, and we can go back and reflect on that and see how far they're coming along, whether or not they're doing more reps or more load or getting faster or whatever relates to what we're training. Program design is very specific to each client, so it depends on what their goals are to what we will work on. However, I try and keep it really upbeat as possible for them, and make it things that they enjoy doing. So I make sure I find out if there's anything they dislike doing in the gym, if it's because they purely dislike the movement rather than they don't know how to do the movement. I'll generally avoid it because I want the client to be happy within their session. Program delivery, once again, friendly, building that relationship with that client so they feel at ease. We are seeing them in some really vulnerable times. Things can be hard. They can be doing things that are really hard for them and they don't want to. And if we have a really good program delivery with our rapport with that client, that once again, we are setting them up for success. The way that I support my clients outside of our sessions is with that comms book. So my clients are encouraged, we might set a little goal for the week. They are encouraged to fill in their comms book so that we can reflect over it in our next session. And if they've got any questions or anything like that, we can then have that communication. However, if it is something that needs quicker attention, they have my phone number and they can give me a call at any time. Strategies that I use to ensure that my clients are moving before load is I really drive in the idea that our form and our range of motion comes before all else. So I like to think of myself as educating these clients rather than just telling them what to do. If they understand why we're doing a certain thing, then they're more likely to comply with what you're asking them to do. So yeah, I think it's all works together. We need to work with the client.